It's a sound we've been craving all summer, the sound of rain. It's a welcome sound since Minnesota has been experiencing one of the worst droughts in the state's history. But with the Twin Cities Metro finally forecasted to get some measurable rain, will it help alleviate the drought? Here's reporter Sonia Goins.
We've been waiting for weeks to get a good soaking, and finally there's a good amount of rain on the way. Now, while the rain is expected to bring some relief to the area, meteorologists say we're going to need some significant precipitation to get rid of our drought problem. Brown patches of grass and dried up lake dams are becoming all too common this summer. The U.S. Drought Monitor shows Hennepin County in a moderate drought. The Twin Cities Metro is expecting 2 to 3 inches of rain from Thursday through Sunday morning. Forecasters say we're about 5 inches below from where we should be at this time of year.
More than what we'll get this weekend, unfortunately. We're pretty far behind what the normal is for this time of year. So it would definitely take more than 3 inches of rain to get out of the drought.
Farmers in Brooklyn Park are hoping to get some precipitation for plants. The soil in the area is sandy, so farmers have to water more often. This type of soil could cause a different type of problem during the rainstorms.
Since we do have such dry soils right now, there is also the threat for having some flash flooding concerns or flooding concerns, just because it's going to take a little bit longer for the soil to absorb all that rainfall.
According to state climatologists, under current conditions, it would take at least 5 to 9 inches of precipitation spread over a period of about 1 month to alleviate the drought. Sonia Goins, CCX News.
A preliminary plan to develop an unused portion of land owned by the Golden Valley Country Club and convert it to single-family homes was denied by the city's Planning Commission. The Golden Valley Planning Commission voted 6-0 to deny a preliminary plan brought forward by Ron Clark Construction to build 7 new single-family homes on the northwest portion of the Golden Valley Country Club property. That's near the intersection of Pennsylvania and Plymouth Avenue. The commissioners had questions about stormwater management and landscaping, and the residents, meanwhile, liked the idea of adding pedestrian amenities in the area, but they raised concerns about the possibility of loitering. The City Council will now review the preliminary plan at its next meeting. They could either approve the plan or send it back to the Planning Commission for additional review. Spring cleaning has lasted all through the summer at Eidem Homestead in Brooklyn Park. Neil Persley explains how the 120-year-old farm has gotten a little sprucing up.
Just north of 610 off Noble Avenue lies Eidem Homestead, one of Brooklyn Park's most precious historic treasures.
The farm, which we interpret to 1905 to 1920. The house we know dates back to the late 1870s. The outbuildings, some of them are a little bit newer than that. Some are probably about the same time period as well.
If you're a homeowner, you know that home maintenance just doesn't happen by itself. It takes planning and it takes work. And that's exactly what's been happening here at Eidem Homestead.
Earlier this year, we've done a lot of, the city has invested a lot into the historic farm here in some of the buildings.
Walking around, it's not hard to notice the fresh look the old buildings have.
Some of the work that was done is we put new roofs on all the buildings, except for the house. The house was done last spring, but we also replaced a lot of the siding on a lot of the buildings that were boards that were rotten. Got replaced, and then we finished that with painting. So all the buildings have been painted this summer.
Inside the main house, one very important renovation.
The floor in the kitchen of the house was replaced. The linoleum was wearing down quite a bit, and there was an issue with some of the flooring with the joists that needed to be repaired.
The city spent around $75,000 on painting, roofing, and siding repairs at the historic site this summer. A good investment to preserve some of the area's rich history. On the Eidem Homestead in Brooklyn Park, Neil Persley, CCX News.
A Plymouth restaurant known for its wide variety of waffle flavors announced they will be closing at the end of the month. Saturday, August 28th will be the last day of the Buzz Coffee and Café. The restaurant's lease is coming to an end, and due to the financial strain associated with the pandemic and the uncertainty of the Delta variant, the father and daughter team that owns the Buzz decided it would be best to close the Plymouth location to focus on online sales. The Buzz opened 2 years ago and serves more than 100 flavors of waffles that are designed to stand out on social media platforms like Instagram. While the Plymouth location is closing, the restaurant's original location in Burnsville will remain open. And it's a temporary closure for cupcake shop Nadia Cakes in Maple Grove. The store announced on Twitter that they had 2 employees test positive for COVID, so they are sending the whole team to get tested while they sanitize the shop. They will be closed on Thursday and Friday while this happens. And finally, if you are in the mood for pancakes on Saturday in Brooklyn Park, there's just one place you need to be.
There has been a lot of recent events that have torn our community apart, and the Pancake Breakfast is one thing that's bringing it back together.
Some call Colby Harr the flapjack king of Brooklyn Park. He's been flipping pancakes for the last several years as a fundraiser for an organization called Biza that helps kids in Nigeria go to school. Last year's drive-through pancake breakfast was the most successful yet. Colby's going to be serving up pancakes again this Saturday from 8:30 in the morning to 11:30 at his home in Brooklyn Park. And don't forget, his brother Quentin will also be collecting clothing and toys for charity too. We've got more information about this fundraiser on our website.